Hey there, it's James Taylor here, keynote speaker on creativity, innovation, and future trends. Today, I'm in beautiful Shokan in upstate New York. I'm here this week because I'm doing the other side of me, apart from the keynote speaking side, which is the music industry. So I'm a record producer as well, so I'm producing a new album here. And we've chosen this incredible venue to record in. It's an amazing studio. It's called Allaire Studios. This was David Bowie's favorite recording studio. In fact, he loved it so much that he actually bought a property very near to here because he loved coming to this environment. And you can absolutely see why. Because this studio, Allaire Studios, is built on the top of a mountain. And it overlooks the river, the reservoir that feeds Manhattan. It's got this incredible panorama here across New York State. We're very close to Woodstock, the site of the famous music festival. And over the years, lots and lots of other artists have found this place very inspirational for them in the work that they do. So Norah Jones wrote and recorded a number of albums here, for example. In fact, one of the albums, Don't Know Why, has a song on it called Come Away With Me, which is very inspired by this place. If you listen to that song, it talks about being on a mountaintop and the rain on the tin roof. So the place in which we're in can affect the kind of things that we create as well. Now, this original building, this property, was built by the family behind Pittsburgh Paints, a great paint company in Pittsburgh. And then more recently, it was acquired by a gentleman called Randall Wallace, who's actually the grandson of the US Vice President during the war years, 1940s, Second World War years as well. And he wanted to make it into a studio. He was a musician, he's a photographer as well, and he wanted to create a great space that people can come away from the city and just spend time in nature creating. So that's what this place does really, really well. And I knew that when I was producing this album, that I wanted to find a space like this in which to create, because there's great studios all over the world, but this theme of this album is around nature, being out in nature, how nature can inspire us. So I knew I wanted to find a studio that had that nature thing, that had that connection with nature, and they have these big glass windows here where you can look out over to the reservoir, over into the woodlands and the forests, so you have that connection with nature as well. I knew that I didn't want to record it in London or New York or LA, for example. So this is an interesting thing to think for yourself. There's a thing that I sometimes do with clients where if they're feeling stuck in their creative work, I talk about how we can use the physical spaces to affect the creative work you do. If you're wanting to be inspired by the zeitgeist of what's going on, of connectivity, of ideas from other people, then often you will go and try and spend more time in cities, because that's where you get that kind of inspiration. Ideas are literally bumping into each other all the time in cities, and that's the power of creating in cities. But other times you want to go maybe a level higher than that. You want to be more inspired by nature and more this kind of, the universe, if you want to put it in those kind of more traditional kind of woo-woo terms, I guess. But there's something that comes, and that's really about sometimes looking inwards and connecting to something that's greater than oneself. And being in nature is a great way of doing that. So think about yourself. If you close your eyes just now and you were doing the great creative work, you're doing that level of work like a David Bowie would do in music, or a Salvador Dali in art, or an incredibly creative entrepreneur, where is that? Where is that place that you feel for yourself? Is it more of a city or a more rural environment like this? Or maybe what I love to do is I love to switch up. Spend a few months in more city environments because I can feel connected, I get ideas from that and fresh inspiration. And other times I need to kind of go away, go a little bit quiet, go a little bit more within myself and connect with something a little bit bigger. And that's where I find inspiration. So leave here in the comments, where do you like to go to find that kind of inspiration, to connect with your creativity? Is it more rural environments or more city places? Thanks for watching.